The legendary MiG-25 that the US fear just got added in Warthunder, and I hated it. The reason for my hatred is because of how big of a menace it is in its own BR. Sure, you can make an argument that this thing moves like a boat, has no guns, but this thing will be at least 3 kilometers above you, 250 kilometers faster than you, and for some reason, they are always flying 30 kilometers away from the battlefields. But the worst part about this thing is its radar. The MiG-25 operated mainly on J-band frequency, which most plane at this BR doesn't even use. And you know what that means? That means that those planes won't even see the missile coming. It would just be silenced, and then boom, you are back to the hangar. Just like that. I have counted the number of planes that cannot see the missile coming. There are 36 planes in total. Here's the list of those planes on the screen. Is one of your favorite plane also up there? Okay. It might sound bad, but there's always a solution for every problem. That is why we need a game plan to fight against the MiG-25. Let's go to the lesson. Okay, welcome to class everybody. Nice to see you again. Before we go ahead into the game plan, I first have to say that in this video, I will be flying the Dutch F5. So, I think that this game plan would work for every F5. I'm not so sure with other planes yet because I haven't flown them in this BR range. So, I will not claim that this strategy worked the best for every plane. But I do think the core plan of this strategy would still work for most plane, but you do need to adapt and change some strategy here and there, and it would still work for most of the plane that you would fly. Now that all of those information are out of the way, now we can actually start. First thing first, when you get into a game, you need to open up the scoreboard and check what BR range you are in and what nation you are facing. But in every match you press play, you can assume that you will almost, and I say almost, be fighting the Soviets, even if you are the Soviets. How funny things are, huh? Second, we will be taking this route for almost every map. Here is how we will move around the map. So look, almost every map, we will see a base spawning. So, we will fly to the leftmost base, but a little further off. Here, the reason we need to do this is because of the MiG-25 radar, even though it's not that great, but if you are flying straight, it is like saying that you don't want to be flying any longer. So, we have to take a defensive path. Next, this is more of a step 2.5. We will be climbing at around 5 degrees until we reach around 4,000 meters in altitude, and then we will level out and climb at 0 degrees. Now, this is very important, okay? You need to remember this. Say this with me. Every time you are flying, I need to pay attention and look around constantly. When you are starting to get near the battlefields, always, and I mean always, look up, down, left, right, but mainly up. Because all those dirty MiG-25, they love to fly very high up. So, you can look up for contrail. That's your biggest hint of where they are. Third, when we get around here, we will make a sharp right turn and fly straight. Because we took a longer route, most enemy will reach the battlefield before us, and a furball will form. That is when you shine. But remember, always check where the dirty MiG-25 are first, and then you can make your move if they are far enough from you. Then, after you make sure that the coast is clear, now it's time to strike, and then enjoy. You just survived the first step. What do you after? It's your typical plain gameplay. But explaining only like this only goes so far. So let's show you some gameplay footage. Okay, start with the first map. The first map we got is Golan Height. Okay, from the first game plan, we will be opening the scoreboard and check what BR we are in. Now at the start of the match, it doesn't show which nation we are up against, but I saw a MiG-25 on our team, so I know that we are fighting at 11.0. So now I know that there are definitely another MiG-25 on the other teams. Okay, right here I'm following the game plan too. We are flying at 5 degrees and we are flying to the leftmost base, a little bit further out. Here, now the game decided to show what nation we are up against. You see, there's the Soviets on our team and Soviets on the other team. A lot of people are playing the Soviets right now, so there's a chance that even if you are playing the Soviets, you will be fighting them too. Now we are leveling out at 4,000 meters, and I'm just flying and I'm looking around. Now here, the only reason I'm looking only to the right and not to the left is because we are taking the leftmost side, which means most of the enemy will not go here because of how the map is oriented in this game. But still, even with the map orientation, there's still a chance that one of the enemy will make an unexpected move and go to the right and maybe take you out. There it is, the dirty contrail of the MiG-25. Now he's very up high, and I saw that we have our own MiG-25, so I'm hoping that our MiG-25 will take him out. And sure he did. He did a good job. Now we are about the sweet spot of where we can turn into the battlefields. I'm taking my time here because I want to look around first of where the enemy can be. Now I see this F4E. He's approaching me really fast, but it's because he's following this MiG-25. I quickly get into a pre-notch position so he cannot easily get his fire off at me. But it seems like he's not interested in me, so I'm just gonna let go. Now you see, right there, is our gold mine of furballs. But it may look juicy and it may look tempting, but every temptation could cost you dearly. That is your life. A second ago, I saw a MiG-25 name popped up, so I'm not going down first. I wanted to wait and see where that MiG-25 is. There we go, there he is. I was trying to get him out first because he's my priority target and I kinda hate him. But he was lucky because this J7D decided to come in front of my missile seeker, so he survived. For now. But luckily, he fired his missile of his own, and that is kind of like a flare, and he survived. I am going down, locked him up again, fired at him. His friend, I think his friend, flare. So my missile become infertile. Now we are in a dogfight. I'm on his 6. Now, right here, I come in with more speed than him, so I have to extend my air brakes to trying to stay on his 6. Squeeze the trigger once, I miss. Squeeze the trigger the second time, he's done. Right here, you can see my nemesis. I'm trying to take him out in one single burst, but here, I miss. I don't know how I missed that, but I guess so. I missed. At first I was gonna follow him, but then I saw his distance keep increasing and increasing, so I decided, nah, better not. That decision turned out to be a smart move because now I find this very slow F5 out of position. So I burst him down. Right here, I'm trying to get my shot in on this F4E, but it seemed like he doesn't really like me very much, and he decided to take his easy way out. My nemesis, you are back again. So right now I'm approaching this MiG-25 with 1,100 km per hour, which is extremely fast. Right here, I'm merging with him. I fire off, I missed some easy shot, but it's okay. Now I'm behind him and just squeeze the trigger and he's done. Now this man happened for another good 10 to 15 minutes, and I'll just end this match right here. I got 3 kills and then that is it. Let's move to another match. Right here with our second map, we got the C9 map. Now I'm doing the same thing. I'm just leveling out, climbing at 5 degrees, going to the leftmost base. Now you know the drills. Now this is a mistake from my part because I forgot to open the scoreboard for some reason to check for the BR range. But I assume from seeing the J7D, I just assume that we are in like 10.7 games. Now don't make the same mistake as me, so you guys need to always check what BR range you are in so you don't make this mistake. Now look, I just saw my team type 6v6, so I now remember that I have to check the scoreboard. Now I am seeing that we are having a really small lobby, 7v7. So I was like, wow, this is really surprising. Now all of that surprise went away when I saw the contrail far ahead. But now, because I got really lucky, I got into a 6v6 map, so now I know that I can engage this F-35, the Swedish one, not the newer one, with ease. I can now approach him without him even knowing because he's too focused on bombing base. Now I just look for him, lock, pull up a little bit, launch. That's my first kill. After I took a dive, I lost some altitude, so I decided to gain it back by climbing at around 10 degrees. I saw those two, the J-35 and the Hunter. I'm not going in yet because I saw my friend J-7D Duo. They are going in, so I'm not going in just yet because I know it's gonna be chaos in there. I am waiting for someone to make a mistake and then it's my turn to strike. Unfortunate for the J-35 there, he took out his own bot. Now it's my time to strike. I send in my M9N, but he saw the J-35, he's aware. But this Hunter, because he was avoiding my teammate, he went into a vertical. Big mistake. Now after I took that person out, I saw the Su-22 is incoming, so I know he's gonna attack me. You see, I'm keeping an eye behind myself. Now I saw this missile, so I just pop one flare and it's out because the F5 have a really small signature and the Su-22 got taken out by my teammate. Now I'm turning in, I saw the Mirage. Now I'm trying to attack this J-35. Extending my air brake because I'm coming too fast. I missed, but it's alright. It's all good. I'm coming back, turning and turning because the F5 have a really good performance. And he's done. Now right here, I kind of break my own rule right here because I am not checking and I got surprised by this MiG-25, my nemesis. But I notched just in time because I saw him at the last second, so I notched his missile with one pop of chaff. Now he's spamming his missile off, and now he's running away, which is pretty good strategy. But he made a crucial mistake here. He was following my A5, which is another very fast plane, and he decided to go vertical with him. If this MiG-25 decided to just extend, he would have survived this engage right here. Little taproot, critical hit. This gun is so good, guys. Alright, please ignore my aim, okay guys? Don't judge, okay? Don't judge. There we go. So now I saw this that I was like, oh, I took off this guy and now there's only one enemy left. So I decided to see what is the last enemy. And there we go, another nemesis, another MiG-25. So I was like, okay, I'm going home because there is no way that I'm gonna win in a 7-minute fuse and no missile. I will never be able to catch him. So I decided to RTB. Now we are up and flying again. So I'm doing the same thing here. I'm not going straight to the battlefields. I'm going to the leftmost base. And now plus this, he activated blind hunt and it targeted me. So I was like, oh, if he just activated blind hunt, he know where I am. So now I have to go more left because if he is coming straight, he will be able to catch me if I fly straight into the battlefield. Even though it's only him left, he's a very dangerous plane. But this guy made this crucial mistake here. He decided to go for a ground target plane, like the CAS plane, you know, the bot plane. He did not climb. If he had climbed, we would be in real big trouble here, and this map would be dragging out for 40 minutes or something like that. Now I saw he used 3 R60 right there, so I know he only have 1 R60 left and maybe 2 R40 RD, possibly. Now because of the blind hunt, he know where I am. Now he launched some missile at me, but because I was in a already pre-notched position, that missile will not hit me because it's really easy to avoid. Now he's coming in fast. He's gonna use his last R60, which is easily flare if you anticipated it. Now I saw that I know he's coming in really fast because he's a MiG-25, so I pull up some air brake. I want to do some overshooting from him. Now he overshot me by a mile. Now I will show you some little trick. Even though he's flaring, but he didn't turn off his engine, and his engine is as hot as your mom, so my missile doesn't go anywhere else. And that is it for him. That is it for this game. This game ended with MiG-5 air kills, but I have got to say, this is pretty rare. I'm not that good of a player, but I got pretty lucky here because it's a small lobby. Now we'll come to the ending part of the videos. I want to see you guys try this method out and see if it worked out for you. And that is all for what I have today. I hope you guys survive more matches against the MiG-25, the notorious MiG-25, my nemesis. I hated that plane. Goodbye, have a good night.